Hello there, and welcome back to another review. In this one, I'm going to be talking about Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Yes, that is the full title of the game. It is a mouthful. So, I've played all of the Yakuza games up until this point that are available on modern consoles. I suppose other than Fist of the North Star, which is only on PlayStation. So I played Yakuza 0 to 6, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, The Man Who Erased His Name, both the Judgment games, and now Pirate Yakuza. All of the Let's Plays are up on my channel. You can go off and watch them after you've watched this review if that's your thing. But yeah, I really enjoy playing this series. I decided to obviously start playing them like 2 years ago now, and as of this moment I think I've completed the achievements list for 8 of them out the 14 that are available. So I'm getting there with completing the entire list. I think the hardest one I've got left is Yakuza 5. But yeah, let's talk about Pirate Yakuza. So this game stars Goro Majima rather than Kazuma Kiryu. Majima is kind of like this oddball sort of character. He's the mad dog. So he's kind of a bit eccentric and really fits like the pirate aesthetic that he has going on like really well. So story wise, a lot of people ask whether they can play this game having never played any of the other games before, and I would actually say yes, just because one of the main things about the story is that Majima has amnesia. Something happens before the game starts, and he's like, he doesn't remember anything about himself or anything like that, other than his name, he thinks. So yeah, he eventually remembers his name. I can't actually remember how he ends up remember his name, but he has amnesia, and because he has amnesia and doesn't remember anything, you can kind of just go like, well, yeah, I can jump on with this. Like, I don't need to play the other, 13 games in the series to have any idea of like Majima's background or anything, because he doesn't remember any of it himself until like right at the end of the game. So there's none of this like, oh, like, who's this character? Why is this character important? What does he have to do with like Majima's backstory or anything like that? Because there isn't anything until like sort of halfway through where characters show up and Majima's just like, I don't know who you are. So if you are wanting to play this game and just get straight into it, you can do. You don't need to know anything about the character or anything else. So story wise, obviously he ends up becoming a pirate, and then there's like lots of sea battles and stuff like that, and you're trying to find this legendary lost treasure. So with you being able to find this legendary lost treasure is like the main part of the story. It just feeds into like, oh, it's a pirate game, like all piratey stuff. So there's quite a lot of tropes to do with pirates. So it's a really simple story. It's not anything overly complicated. The thing is with the Yakuza games is that a lot of people seem to think that like the story is amazing, it's well written and everything, and personally I don't see that. A lot of the Yakuza games are like really simple stories where it'll just be like, oh yeah, main character is gonna fight off with this other character and there might be a twist at some point, and they all tend to be very much similar. Yakuza 3 to 5 is just like plodding stories. Like, they don't tend to go anywhere. Yakuza 3 itself, like, there's a chapter called The Plot. Like, it just dumps a load of plot on you all at once, like, right at the end of the game. And it's just like, the Yakuza stories aren't amazingly written stories. They are very simple. They are very to the point. It's always like, oh, this is the bad guy. This is who you're going to defeat at the end. Like, it's all gangstery stuff. It's just, they're not brilliant stories. They're just cool. The main thing with the Yakuza games is that the side stories and the craziness and the wackiness of those are the things that draw people in. Like, it kind of doesn't take itself seriously. It really, like, feeds into that. Like, there's characters where they wear diapers and pretend to be babies. Like, or there'll be the panty thief who steals women's panties. Like, I think there was a side story in this one where there was a polar bear and like a white tiger, and you had to beat up the polar bear. Like, it just doesn't take itself seriously with the side stories, and that's what makes these games sort of unique and cool, is that, like, you've got this super serious story that goes through the game where it's all like gangsters and finding lost treasure and stuff like that, and then you've got this randomness of a polar bear in the middle of Hawaii. Like, you can't make that sort of stuff up. Music wise, quite a lot of the music is quite catchy. The Dragon Pirates main theme and the setting off theme, when you start the game, is like opens up with this musical number when you first start off on the ship. It's just like, it's peak Yakuza. Like, it's really just like, it's something that you weren't expecting to happen because it's trying to be super serious, and then all of a sudden it breaks down to this musical number, and it's just like, okay, this is what the game's gonna be. It also has quite a lot of CDs of the game that you can pick up that allows you to listen to music from other franchises that Sega have as well. So there's like a couple of tracks from Persona, Shin Megami Tensei, Phantasy Star, Sonic. You can listen to Escape the City from Sonic Adventure 2. Like, it's just randomness again, like the Yakuza games tend to do. And then, like, replayability wise, you've got stuff like, once you finish the game, you can do premium adventure, so you can go off and just play in the sandbox rather than having to focus on any of the story elements, and just go around and do whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's like taking part in the mini games where you're taking snapshots of sickos, which are just like guys in their underwear, or crazy delivery. So it's like Crazy Taxi. You just like delivering food on, well, basically Uber Eats on your bike. So yeah, the mini games are cool as well. Like, so there's plenty of replayability, and then there's New Game Plus. You can just go back through and play the game again if you want to on a higher difficulty. So there's all that sort of stuff. So yeah, as always, with these games, we're going to look at the achievements as well. Okay, so the achievements for Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. Such a mouthful. So obviously you've got your normal, like, complete chapter 1. There's 5 chapters in the game. It's not particularly long chapter wise. It's maybe about 20 hours. It's a little bit longer than some of the Yakuza games. Everyone seems to think these like 100-hour games. They're only 100-hour games. if you're gonna 100% the game. They're not particularly like long if you're just focusing on the story. So yeah, complete chapter 1. 10 abilities. This is kind of the RPG side to it, in that you have like a skill tree where you can buy abilities. It tends to differ depending on the game. Sometimes it'll be like experience points, or you have a level up system. In this one, you buy them with money. So, well, it's money and like points that you get from doing tasks, which leads into achieve the rank of Sea Legs Havers. This is based on the tasks that you do in game, like the challenges. There's challenges for various different things that you can do in the game, and there's like a couple of levels for each task sort of thing. So some of it's really simple, like just travel X amount of kilometers, or travel X amount of kilometers in the boat, or eat all of the food in particular restaurants, or reach certain levels in like mini games and stuff like that. There's just like various different aspects of the game where you can tick off various different challenges, and then it leads to like a ranking, and you can rank up. Cutlass Boomerang on enemies 100 times. So Majima has two forms in this one. There's his usual Mad Dog form, and then there's the, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like a pirate form. He has cutlasses. The Cutlass Boomerang is you hold the attack button and he will throw the cutlass as a boomerang. So you just need to do it 100 times, and then you eventually get to a point where you get a pistol, and then you use the pistol on enemies 50 times, and then the chain hook is, it's just like a hook type weapon, so using the hook 50 times. Won the battle on Rocket Island. So Rocket Island is a kind of a side quest type thing where there are pirates. There's various different achievements for this, but I'll get onto the name. I can't remember the name of the pirates at the moment, but it will say further up. It's like Devils something or other pirates. When you first see them, you have a fight with them on Rocket Island to defeat like their first captain. That's an achievement for doing that. And then complete chapter 2. Obtain 7 pets. So there are various pets that you can get during the game, which make up the Goro Kingdom. Your first one is the tiger that, sorry, the cat that Noah has, called Goro. Is a tiger, but it's a running joke through the game where Noah's just like, no, it's a cat. It's like, no, that's a tiger, buddy. But yeah. Befriend 50 people through the Aloha links. Pardon me. In Infinite Wealth, there was a thing that was added called the Aloha links, which was you went around to certain people, waved at them, they got added to like a Facebook style social media thing. This came back for this game, so you had to do it for 50 people. Achieve the rank of Popular Picaroons. That's the second rank for the challenge type thing. Recruit 30 members to the Dragon Pirates. So one of the main things of the game is recruiting members to your team. There are various different characters throughout the game that you can pick up through various different means. Some of them are just stood around. Some of them are prizes for mini games. The ones that stood around tend to have some sort of challenge that you need to do in order for them to show up. Some of them are just like reach a rank, and then they'll join you. Or there was one that was like, you need to have 10 people follow you on Aloha links, or they might want a particular item or something like that, and then they'll join your crew. That leads into like the Colosseum stuff, and those characters can level up and make your ship stronger. Travel using the chain hook 20 times. With the chain hook, there are various different places throughout the world where you can grapple up to places and grab like a treasure chest. You just need to do that 20 times. You can do this on the same point 20 times, so if you find a treasure chest in Hawaii that you need to use the chain hook to get up to, you can do that same 20 times. If you want to knock the achievement out straight away, that's easily done. Created a total of 56 doppelgangers. So both of the different forms that Majima has a special attack where you build up a bar and then you press the right trigger and it will use this special attack. His Mad Dog form creates doppelgangers of himself. Now this starts off with just 2 doppelgangers. So obviously with it starting off with 2, you're looking at 28 times using it. Pardon me. There is an ability that you can get that gives you more doppelgangers, so you can get it quicker if you get that ability earlier in the game. Obviously, if you're creating more doppelgangers, it just gets it a little bit earlier. Complete chapter 3. Obtain 10 different treasures. It wouldn't be a pirate game if you weren't collecting treasures. I think there's about 60 different treasures you could pick up, if I remember correctly. So that's just gain 10. It never actually makes you gain all of the treasures, which is a bit of a letdown. The previous games would have made you do that, but this one doesn't. Obtain 20 clothing items. You can buy different clothing items and just match them up in whatever way you want to dress him up. If you want him to wear various different pieces of attire from previous Yakuza games, like in the image. So the one in the image is from Yakuza 0. It's like a special suit and stuff that he wears. But yeah, you can buy the various different clothing items and stuff. That one is just for 20. You can also get them from points from completing various different minigames as well. Sunk 5 enemy ships with a rocket launcher. Majima has a rocket launcher that you can use to fire at ships if you go into ship view. For ship battles, that's just sinking 5. Achieved the rank of Buccaneer Big Shots, so that's the 3rd rank up. Destroyed a total of 1,500 barrels at the Bang Bang Batting Centre. So this is a mini game that you can unlock quite early on. When you go to Map Atlantis, this is a mini game that you can do. It's kind of just like, there's lots of barrels. You shoot at them with a cannon. Oh no, sorry. So there's loads of different barrels. You get shot at by a cannon and you can hit the cannonball back with a baseball bat. Not entirely sure how that works, but it's Yakuza. As I said, it's just crazy like that. That's just for destroying 1,500 barrels. Ooh, I can't stop yawning today. I do apologise. There is an endless mode that you can do, which will just get you the 1,500 barrels if you do it enough. Capture fish and bugs with the chain hook. So yeah, as I said before, the chain hook is an ability that you unlock. And you can catch fish and bugs with it. Fish and bugs are needed for cooking, which we'll get onto in a minute. Complete chapter 4 and complete the final chapter. Obtain 2 balls. There are 7 balls that you can get. And once you get all 7 balls, you get a wish granted. It's basically a rip on Dragon Ball. The 2 that I found was one by the sushi shop, and then there was one in Madlantis. I think I got 3 in the end that I found, just like roaming around. There was one in like a marketplace shop on the left side of the map at the top. There's like quite a few stalls all around in that area that are all like connected, sort of like a small marketplace. Complete 20 bounty missions. So bounty missions are something that you get introduced to when you're like looking for money. These are a great way of getting quite a lot of money quite fast, so I do recommend doing those. It's just literally like there'll be a couple people stood on a corner, you can beat them up and earn money from it. Viewed all of those drink links. So drink links were something that were introduced in Infinite Wealth as well. It's basically you go to a certain point on the map and you can have a conversation with a character, in this case Noah, and then you go to Revolve and you can have like the drink links chat. Noah drinks milk. And yeah, it's just like a bit of extra lore and story depth to the characters, as again in this case Noah. Equip 10 rings on all 10 fingers at once, so you unlock rings that you can equip on both hands. They do various things like increase your defense, increase your attack, or they might have sort of like a special ability. I think there was one where if you had the entire set equipped, it would increase the speed of the Mad Dog form. Achieve the rank of Legends of the Sea. That is the highest rank you can get up to, which is like 5 stars. Speaks for itself. Complete 10 sub-stories. The sub-stories were the little side quests that I was talking about earlier. Basically, like I think there's some like 30 sub-stories or something. I never did them all. I did most of them. But you can do these various sub-stories throughout the game. They tend to be the weirder aspects of Yakuza. Obtain 50 clothing items, speaks for itself, and 20 abilities, speaks for itself. Took 30 different photos for the photo rally. Again, something that was added in Infinite Wealth is that there are various different places around the map where you can take photos of stuff for the photo rally, for Aloha Happy travel. Taking all the photos of a particular area, there's like, I think there's 5 areas or something like 5 or 6 areas. If you take all the photos, it gives you a special unlock, which can be like sales and stuff. Obtained 5 certificates from the Unabara vocational school. This is just like a bunch of quizzes that you can do. You get something for, you get a crew member at 10 of the certificates. Obviously you get an achievement for 5. You don't get anything for getting all 21 certificates. I spent quite a lot of money getting all the certificates, and other than points which go towards upgrades and stuff or challenges, you don't really get anything for them. Play 10 different mini games. There's loads of different mini games that you can do. Complete all crazy delivery courses. This is just do the courses, like make sure that you pass. I think C is a passing grade. You don't actually have to get the complete status. You can get a complete status if you do all of the deliveries within the time limit, which I did on 2 of the maps out of the 8. So yeah. Recruit 50 pirate members to the Goro Pirates. Speaks for itself. Enjoy karaoke on the deck of the Goromaru. Once the Goromaru gets upgraded, you can do karaoke on the deck of the Goromaru. Karaoke is something that is a minigame that reoccurs in the Yakuza franchise. The characters like singing, and yeah, you just need to do that on the ship, which is in the your captain's quarters. With 3 different cups in Dragon Kart, this was added in Like a Dragon 7 or Yakuza 7, whatever you want to call it, Like a Dragon. There's so many different names at this point. You just need to win the 3 different cups for Dragon Kart. It's a really bad kart racer. Like, it's not the worst kart racer I've played, but again, it's not good either. It's very slow. But there is actually weapons, so kind of makes it better than some of the kart racers I've played in the past. Obtain 100 different clothing items. Again, speaks for itself. You just need to get 100 different items of clothing or hair or makeup or like anything that classes as a clothing item. 40 abilities. Makes sense. Summon the gods with dark instruments 30 times. This is the other special ability for the other class, the pirate class that Majima has. You just need to activate the special ability and use the instrument. There's 4 different instruments that you get throughout the game, which is another achievement in a minute. But you can use the same one 30 times, basically. So yeah. Cooked all the recipes. There are... I don't remember how many recipes. Basically, to unlock all the recipes, you need to get to level 24. And then once you get to level 24, you should have unlocked all of them apart from 2. One of them is an ability, which is to make alcohol. And the other one is for pets. I believe to unlock that you just need to go back to the Goro Kingdom, and once you get so many pets, and it will then give you that ability, that last recipe. Obtain 50 customization parts for the Goromaru. Again, this is just like stuff like sails and hulls and stuff like that for the ship itself. You can gain these in various different places. You can buy them in the shops. You can get upgrades for them from Julie. You can win them from mini games, that sort of stuff. Pirates Coliseum is ship battles specifically. Win 10, win 20, win 30. You kind of have to do these anyway to face the Ammon Pirates, which is another achievement. Obtained 60 abilities, completed 10 different islands. So when you're sailing around, there are various different islands that you can go to, which will have treasure and stuff on. Again, this is another one that leads to another achievement in a minute as well. Devil Flags was the name of the pirates that I couldn't remember earlier. So there's various different Devil Flag officers that you can defeat, which is like a mini story within itself. That's for defeating the first one. Create 3 different cannons, Julie's Gearworks. So you get various different components and stuff while you're sailing around, and you can use these to create different cannons. So there's like a shark cannon, there's a poo cannon. Guess there's a poo cannon. That's a laser cannon. You just need to make them at Julie's Gearworks. Once you actually make 3 of them, Julie will join your ship as a crew member anyway, so it's useful for the crew member achievement. Complete 50 bounty missions. Once you complete all of the bounty missions that are originally available to you, you then get more. So, like, as I said, it's a good thing to do for money anyway, so, and then that can be used for abilities and so on. Obtain 40 different treasures. There's like 60. You just need to get 40 of them. That's the last one for treasure. Second Devil Flags officer. Third Devil Flags officer. Once you defeat the Devil Flags officers, you then get another dark instrument. So doing that side quest will get you all of the instruments as well. and then you just need to play them all. Every drink link with the crew. So on each of these sea maps specifically, if you go to the lighthouses on those sea maps, there are drink links that you can activate for each crew member. So there's Masaru, what was his name? Begins with a J. Can't remember his name. Saejima and Majima's two cronies from his earlier days. I can't remember their names either. It's been a week. I completed this game on Monday and I can't remember their names. I played all the games since then. But basically there's 5 crew members that have drink links related to them. You go to each of the different lighthouses on 4 different maps. There's 5 drink links per crew member. Once you complete those, you can then go below deck and talk to the particular crew members to finish off that little story line. Defeat the leader of the Devil Flags. Pretty simple. Defeat the Ammon Pirates. So to do that, it's completing all of the various different Colosseum stuff. So normally by the time you get to rank 5, you will have unlocked most of the Colosseum fights. To unlock the final, I think it's 4 fights, you have to complete the Devil Flag storyline as well. Then once you've done that, it then allows you to face the Ammon Pirates. 20 storylines, 20 sub-stories. Quite a few of the sub-stories are related to the Minato girls. This is an interesting storyline where you find out that Masaru wants to spend time with a Minato girl. So Majima hunts down who these Minato girls are, and he finds out there's 5 of them in Hawaii. You do a sub-story for each girl. So if you're going for the complete 20 sub-stories, that's 5 straight away. And then there is a special video scene that is done in real life rather than it being computer graphics, where Masaru will wine and dine with the Minato girls, and then that completes that storyline. And then all of the girls join you as crew members as well, so it's worth doing for various different achievements. That particular storyline, it gets you like 5 sub-stories, it gets you 5 more for recruiting members to the Goro Pirates, which was the last achievement that I needed to get for recruiting 80. But yeah, that is Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. It was a fun time. As far as like achievement lists go for Like a Dragon Yakuza games, this was like the second easiest one I've done. It took me about 30 hours to complete. It's not as easy as The Man Who Erased Its Name. That's definitely the easiest one, but this is up there with like easy achievement lists to do. There's nothing particularly difficult. There's no like completing on legendary mode or complete like the fights, the specific fights for some of the games that you do in the main menu rather than it being part of the main game. There's none of that, so. But yeah, I had a fun time with this. The story's wacky, it's out there, it's not gonna win like Game of the Year anytime soon or anything like that, but it was a fun time. I enjoyed it. It's a solid game. Would recommend. And as always, if you did enjoy this content, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.